Hey family, it is time to be open and honest with your teenagers and with your children. I know many of you all, you've grown up in the black church, you've grown up in church, and constantly what we hear is, don't fornicate, don't do this, don't do that. And yes, it is great. We all want our children to wait till they're married before they have sex. But you also have to be realistic, and you need to equip your children to say, listen, we want you to wait, because this is what happens when you have sex, not just spiritually with soul ties, not just naturally, emotionally, psychologically, but also if you are going to do something, please protect yourself. Many of y'all are afraid to even say that. You think that you're going to go to hell by just telling your son or your daughter to use a condom. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, many of you all are grandparents and you didn't expect to be. You got children who are 13, 14, 15, and they got a child, and some got 2 kids. And you're a 40-year-old grandmother. The problem is many of you are, you're so spiritual, you're no earthly good. Yes, it is ideal. Hell, it was ideal for you to be a virgin. How many of you all were virgins when you got married? I'll wait. You're doing a disservice to your children when you're not being open and honest. Stop putting this guilt-ridden, condemnation-ridden gospel on them and be honest with them and say, yes, it is ideal. We would love for you to wait. But if you feel like you cannot, and you cannot fight that, if you feel like you cannot fight that, please protect yourself. And I mean this for your daughters as well, not just your sons. See, many of you all, your daughters out here birthing these babies because they were waiting on a boy to have a condom. You need to equip, educate, and inform your daughters. Again, I'm not telling you to give your children carte blanche where they can go out here and have sex, but let's be realistic. Be realistic, y'all. And this is where so many of us in the body of Christ, growing up in these guilt-ridden, condemned, non-doctrine churches, teaching a bunch of mess instead of being realistic. Yes, it is great and ideal if your child or daughter, your son, can wait until they're married. But if they cannot, why not equip them and say, listen, son, daughter, make sure you use condoms. Not just about pregnancy. Hell, HIV and AIDS will kill them too. If you love your children, equip them. Equip them with what you believe is your spiritual walk. Equip them educationally, mentally, physically, emotionally, in every way. But stop doing a disservice to your children and making yourself a grandparent sooner than you need to be because you're too afraid to be honest with your child. Some of you all, you know you weren't you know you was the neighborhood hoe, both you men and women. But you so spiritual sanctified now, so pulled up now, that you can't even have an honest conversation with your child. And that's why you a grandmother at 35. I'm just saying. Use some wisdom. That's not being ungodly. Use some wisdom. Because if you sitting there and your child is sitting there dying from HIV and AIDS and it could have been prevented, you're going to kick yourself and wish to God you would have used some common sense. Let's debunk these lies that the black church has told us and use some doggone wisdom.